Hey, we're in Quebec today. We're gonna try to do a special cooking episode in the Panoramic. This is why we have this sound system to improve our sound quality. And we're gonna try to do a Christmas cake video from Ricardo again, but we're still missing a few tools to get that done. So we're gonna go to the Ricardo shop here at Galerie de la Capitale. We're gonna get what we are missing for that cake, and we'll be back for some cooking. Hello everyone, we are in Quebec City at the Galerie de la Capitale for a new episode in the Panoramic. Our video today will take us into a special Christmas cooking challenge. Again, our friend Ricardo inspired us to make a very difficult recipe with a Christmas cake. So it's going to be quite a challenge. But of course, with the Panoramic and all the power that we have on board, hopefully we'll be able to do all the cooking elements that are needed for that cake to be done. So yeah, let's get to work. So before we start the cooking challenge, we definitely need to start with the coffee. So we'll make a very nice latte with an espresso machine and a milk frother, but of course, to make this work, we will need to start the inverter, and that will give us the power to run these two equipments. So let's start with the cake. We've got to move fast today. And what we want to do is a caramel and spice cake. You can find that on the Ricardo website. It seems extremely complicated, but we'll find a way to get it done. The first step is we want to use 650 milliliter of cooking cream. We want to boil the cream, and then we will use some dulce de leche chocolates. And we're gonna pour the cream on the chocolate so everything will melt, and that will turn into our dulce de leche chantilly cream. And once we are done with this, we'll do some white chocolate chantilly as well. So a couple of minutes of boiling and mixing, and that should be done. So now that our cream is boiling, we will put that on the dulce de leche chocolate. Cover the whole thing, and now we have to wait 2 minutes before we start mixing this over. So we'll just let it go for 2 minutes. So now it's been 2 minutes that the mix was sitting there. So I need to spin that for a couple of minutes so everything will become well mixed together, the dulce de leche chocolate and the cream. Everything is pretty well done. In parallel, what I've done is I've also started another batch of cream because I'm now preparing for the white chocolate chantilly. So I'm gonna finish mixing this, and then this will go in the refrigerator for 8 hours. Well, we'll find a way to speed up the process. We don't have 8 hours. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do next. So now the second chantilly cream, the white chocolate one. So I just, my cooking cream was up to the boiling point. So I just dropped 100 grams of white chocolate in there. I have to wait again 2 minutes before mixing everything up. So we just started the timer. We're gonna wait those 2 minutes and then we're gonna mix everything up before putting it in the fridge for another 8 hours. So now it's been 2 minutes since the cream was poured onto the white chocolate. So now I'm just mixing the whole thing to blend all the ingredients, the cream and the white chocolate. And when this will be completed, I will just put everything in the fridge and we're gonna let it sit there for 8 hours. Again, I mean, we don't have 8 hours, but we will put it in the fridge and see how it goes after a few hours. That's good. So now is the interesting cake baking step. So the first thing we did is we started the Breville oven to 350 Fahrenheit. It's been going for over 15, maybe 20 minutes to get ready for the baking. I've mixed all the dry ingredients in there. I'm going to tell you the complete list, but you can find it, of course, on Ricardo's website. So there is 1 cup of flour, there is a half teaspoon of magic baking powder, there is a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half teaspoon of ginger, grounded ginger of course, there is a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half teaspoon of salt. Then we've got the liquid ingredients. So I've got 6 eggs, they're at room temperature. I also have a half cup of golden brown sugar. I've got 2 spoons of molasses, that stuff here, so 2 spoons of that. And I've got a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So yeah, that's all for the liquid ingredient. Now I'm gonna mix that with the mixer until it gets into more hard texture. Hopefully we'll be able to do some spikes with that. So I'm gonna get going and I'm gonna be mixing, of course, the dry ingredients within this once this is at a different texture. So yeah, let's start that process. So it's been 5 minutes that I'm mixing this stuff. You can see that the texture has quite changed. We still have another 5 minutes to spin that around, and then we'll be mixing the dry ingredients. So now I have finished mixing the dry ingredients with the liquid ingredients. I've mixed all of them well together, and now I've poured half of the mixture in this Inges mold, or I'm not sure exactly of the word for this, but I'm going to be able to remove the sides once it's done. And now I'm going to put that in the Breville oven, 350 Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed because the mixture seems a little bit light to me. It doesn't seem consistent enough, so I'm not sure it's going to work out well, but let's hope for the best. So we are now back for the final step of the cake. We're going to assemble everything. So I'm finished baking the cake. They spent a few hours in the fridge to cool them down. Now I'm going to be working on the dulce de leche chantilly cream. I'm going to mix them with the mixer. Hopefully it's going to give them a better texture, more consistent texture, so I can put them on the cake. And I'm going to do the same thing with the white chocolate chantilly cream inside the fridge. So I'll be working on this a few more minutes and hopefully we are back with the final result. So after many hours of hard work, this is the final result, the famous spices and caramel cake for Christmas of Ricardo, but made by Philippe in his Panoramic. So yeah, lots of work, but the result is pretty interesting. Now we have one more thing to do. It's gonna be the taste challenge. So we're gonna have to put it to the test and see what people think. So that's the next step of the evening. And yeah, we'll see what they say. The mix is as homogeneous as much as we need to make it, all the same. We need to. I don't know. Okay, you know what I mean. I have 2 spoon of molasses. Molasses. This is my molasses.